Chapter 618, Divination Ritual. Franca's request met with a gentle shake of Nabordisley's head. You can request the deity you believe in to bear witness when signing the contract, but I don't want anyone else present. A chuckle escaped Nabordisley's lips. I'm a demon. I need to be careful to avoid becoming prey. We can recite a god's name as a witness when signing the contract. The temptation loomed over them both. For ordinary beyonders who held faith in the eternal blazing sun or the god of steam and machinery, invoking a deity's name as a witness might offer no more than psychological comfort. True gods rarely intervened in such trivial affairs of ordinary beyonders without a proper ritual. Yet, as minor arcana card holders of the Tarot Club, Lumion and Franca followed the great existence, Mr. Fool. Simply invoking his name could draw attention, a fact not lost on them. Franca's heart raced with uncertainty. Should she strike a deal with the demon under the watchful gaze of Mr. Fool in exchange for elusive benefits? Nabordisley reiterated his stance. This is a fair transaction. There's no coercion. It's the same for you and me. If you insist that there must be a powerful witness present, I choose to give up. Just as Lumion contemplated the idea, Termabarose's resounding voice echoed within his mind. It's best if you don't agree. Don't even make a false promise. Lumion found himself taken aback as Termabarose, an angel of inevitability, unexpectedly warned him about the unfolding situation. Alarmed, Lumion pushed aside thoughts of Termabarose's possible intentions, choosing instead to focus on scrutinizing Nabordisley's every move and assessing his own mental state. The more Lumion delved into the matter, the more alarmed he became. Initially planning to teleport away immediately and seek help, he and Franca had gradually shifted their stance, considering Nabordisley's propositions and exploring potential exploitations. Their plan had evolved from seeking the presence of a powerful arbiter like Madame Judgment as a witness to contemplating a deal without one. Now, all they hoped was to ensure their safety by invoking a god's name. Compromising one step at a time, changing bit by bit. This is very similar to Nabordisley's description of degenerating bit by bit, slowly rotting one's soul before ultimately plunging into the abyss. It also said that demons aren't just about the body, but also about the mind. Lumion swiftly snapped out of his reverie, sensing a possible influence from Nabordisley on both himself and Franca. It resembled the signs of a spectator's presence. Similarly, he could glean insights through Anthony's self-examination technique. Even in this state, Franca displayed remarkable control over her emotions. She turned to Lumion, seeking agreement. With thoughts racing, the corners of Lumion's mouth curled up slightly as he addressed Nabordisley. We don't require a witness, but I need to confirm something first. What is it? Nabordisley's demeanor remained cold, yet his attitude was composed. Lumion nodded at Franca, conveying that he would handle the situation. Franca, in turn, silently acknowledged her understanding. Turning back to Nabordisley, Lumion stated, I need to verify that the name you're using now, the name you'll use in the contract later, is indeed your real name. Deliberately avoiding the term Nabordisley, Lumion exercised caution to mitigate potential risks. Nabordisley pondered for a moment before responding, Sure. As a demon, I don't just dislike but also admire your caution. Lumion maintained his smirk. The way to confirm is magic mirror divination, a complete one. We'll set up a ritual and seek answers from a hidden entity. As you know, my friend is a demoness. She's quite skilled at this. Lumion pointed at Franca as he spoke. Indeed, we should confirm if Nabordisley is the demon's real name. Otherwise, the deal would be a joke. Franca suddenly became alert, realizing she had been too eager to conclude the deal and had overlooked many potentially problematic details. Nabordisley pondered for a moment before agreeing, All right, but I have to observe from within the wall of spirituality where the ritual takes place. This is a demon's caution. We're worried that you'll use magic mirror divination to inform certain demons' natural enemies. No problem, Lumion said with a bright smile. To complete magic mirror divination, I want you to write your real name on this note and bring over the ancient notebook from the opposite room. Together, they can act as a medium for divination. Nabordisley, well versed in the intricacies of complete magic mirror divination, responded with a smile, "No problem." He stood up, taking the note from Lumien's hand. Using Floris's fountain pen, he inscribed a complex word with the pronunciation Nabordisley, its language unknown. The self-proclaimed demon then left for Floris's rented apartment, retrieving the ancient notebook and the note. Lumien had already arranged a simple ritual, placing 3 candles and a mirror on an empty table. Before Nabordisley returned, Franca approached him and whispered, "The usual magic mirror divination target." Lumien shook his head, indicating they weren't. Softly uttering a single word, he said, "Him." A pure male pronoun. Franca's pupils dilated, as she tacitly understood whom Lumien was referring to. The implications were self-evident. After Nabordisley handed her the ancient notebook, Franca smiled happily and said, "Demons are likely higher-level godhood creatures. I can't afford to be negligent. I plan to seek answers from a more special entity. Inevitably, my companion will need to assist me during the ritual. I hope you can understand what you'll see next. If you're unwilling, we'll abandon this transaction." She didn't make it sound too firm, making the abandon the transaction option seem more like a negotiating strategy. Nabordisley smiled and replied, "No problem. I've seen too many special rituals." His implication was clear. If there was a problem with your ritual, I would be able to tell immediately. Franca sanctified the ritual silver dagger and created a wall of spirituality. Lumien placed the ancient notebook and the note with the real name in front of the lit candle and mirror, using a small amount of Gardner Martin's spiritual blood to draw a few complicated and strange symbols. Observing from a distance, Nabordisley muttered, seeking guidance from fate, questioning an entity in this domain. Lumien seized the opportunity to turn around and ask, "What can I do to dispel Sala's infatuation with Floris?" Nabordisley smiled meaningfully and said, "Either they both perish, or they seek my approval." With the preparations complete, Franca stepped back, gazing at the 3 burning candles and the palm-sized makeup mirror. She recited an honorific name in ancient Hermes. "The fool that doesn't belong to this era." Upon hearing this, Nabordisley's expression changed. His face turned icy, and his eyes revealed a chilling cruelty. Just as he was about to project Lumien and Franca's figures in his eyes and ignite their desires and emotions, he realized that a thin gray fog emanated, making the 2 targets indistinct and challenging to lock onto. Lumien gripped Franca's forearm. In mysticism, this signified that the 2 people in the ritual were one. Of course, the prerequisite was that the original ritual host didn't resist. Lumien took over the ritual host's position and recited the last 2 paragraphs. "The mysterious ruler above the gray fog, the king of yellow and black who wields good luck." The thick gray fog surged even more visibly, and Nabordisley, manipulating Floris's body, grew increasingly malevolent. He tried to break free from the altar, attempting to shatter the wall of spirituality, but the gray fog stood as an impenetrable obstacle. Lumien advanced 2 steps, presenting the note with the real name to the candle, symbolizing the ritual's host. He ignited it and flicked it 3 times, dispersing ashes onto the ancient notebook. After these preparations, Lumien spoke in a deep voice, "I beseech your assistance. I implore you to banish the creature named Nabordisley." Nabordisley, in control of Floris's body, opened his mouth, emitting a sharp cry. Simultaneously, filth, depravity, and evil ravings echoed in Lumien and Franca's ears. Each word seemed to assault their minds, causing their bodies to contort and their souls to decay. Yet, under the ritual's shield and the layers of gray fog, the words appeared distant, as if emanating from the horizon. Even if Lumien and Franca strained to listen, the specifics eluded them. Amidst a faint shriek, pitch-black gas emanated from Floris's body, swiftly dissipating. Faces emerged from the pitch-black gas, mouths opening and closing, cursing Lumien and Franca vehemently, only to dissolve into the gray fog. In a matter of seconds, the pitch-black gas completely vanished, and Floris's demeanor and aura returned to normal. Exorcism spell. In just a few days, Lumien had employed the exorcism spell once more. From his perspective, Nabordisley, hiding his true form somewhere, had stealthily infiltrated Floris's breath for control. He was akin to a wraith evil spirit possessing another. Most surprising was the effectiveness of the name Nabordisley. Of course, if this wasn't the true name, if the exorcism spell proved futile, Lumion could resort to Mr. Fool's complete honorific name to intimidate the demon and drive it away with the gray fog and the gaze of a great existence. This time, it wasn't Mr. Fool's seal on his chest that answered, but the great existence himself. Lumion forced a smile and said to Franca, "This fellow is less formidable than the invisible child of God of the Great Mother." Despite Nabordisley's frenzied curse affecting his desires and emotions, requiring him to endure with his ascetic powers, it still paled in comparison to the invisible child of God's ability to partially breach the gray fog's protection of the ritual host, repeatedly creating a psychic piercing effect. Franca remained silent, her gaze fixed on the makeup mirror serving as decoration. In the mirror, a faint fog permeated the air, and a vague figure approached from a distance.